Hey y'all, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. So if you watched my last video, I harvested some cassava. So in today's video, I'm going to be planting some cassava cuttings. I'm also going to be planting some sugarcane cuttings as well. A few weeks ago, I harvested some sugarcane, but I did save a bunch of cuttings, which I just dumped into a 5-gallon bucket with some peat moss. I did forget to put some drain holes in the bottom, and we have been getting a lot of rain. I did notice some sprouts from the sugarcane at the top of the bucket, so I'm going to dump it, see what we have, see what's rooted, and plant some of those cuttings today as well. So that's pretty much it for this video, just planting the cassava and the sugarcane. So let's get into it. So these are all the cassava branches from the last video. I did cut them up, and these are the cuttings that I have. I'm not gonna be able to plant all of the cuttings because there are a lot, and I don't have space to plant all of them. So I'll just see what I can plant and take it from there. Okay, so this is a 5-gallon bucket that I put all of the sugarcane cuttings into. I guess I could kind of say I layered them because I just put some sugarcane, peat moss, sugarcane, peat moss, sugarcane, peat moss. So I just did it until I filled up the bucket with all the cuttings that I had. And I see that they're rooting really well at the top. So hopefully everything else on the inside is doing just as well. But like I said, I did forget to put drain holes in the bottom. So this is definitely filled with water, but you can also root sugarcane cuttings in water. I know when you're doing it vertically you can, but I haven't tried it horizontally, so we'll see what happens. All right, guys, so these are my results, and this is pretty much, let's call it 100%, because with the exception of just the one, this was the only one that didn't sprout, and that's really just because of the node, because otherwise it definitely rooted. But once you have a piece and the node is not good, then you're not going to get anything from it. So everything else, even the ones way at the bottom, like you saw me after I dumped the bucket, they all sprouted, they all rooted. And I think this is a really great way to do it because, I mean, unless you already know where you're going to put them and you put them directly into the ground, then fine, that's great. But to actually get them rooted and sprouted and already in the growing process, I think this is awesome. If I would have put these in planters, I would have had to use more soil and way more planters. Unless I had a huge, like a 45-gallon planter, then maybe these would have all fit, but I definitely still would have had to layer them because they wouldn't just fit on the surface. I didn't count how many cuttings, but these are a lot of cuttings, so I'm really happy with this method. So if you're growing sugarcane and you don't know exactly where you're going to plant them yet, and you just want to get them to root and sprout, I definitely recommend using the 5-gallon bucket because it takes less space, less dirt. In my case, I use the peat moss. And yeah, so this is just peat moss and water because I didn't drain the bucket. It was full of the peat moss and water, and that was it. So I'm really happy with the results. So let's figure out where we could plant them now. All right, so right here is where I harvested some sugarcane from last time. So right around it, I will plant a few more pieces. Next to me is a huge katuk plant or tree, and it grows so vigorously that some of the pieces just bend over. So I just cut them off. I cut them up, and I've been putting some cuttings down here. So I'm also going to put a few of the sugarcane pieces right here as well. So we'll start in this area first. Okay, so right here, I have some cassava that is falling over. So since I'm here, I'm gonna tie it up right now. I'll just put one of those little hook screws. I'm gonna screw it into the fence and then tie these up. And then this space right here is where I'm gonna plant the other one. All right, so this is what I'm gonna screw into the fence. All right, y'all, so the cassava is tied up and secure. I did trim the top that was hanging over on the neighbor's side. Now that I really look at it, I can only fit 2 pieces right here. But this garden bed right here really serves no purpose anymore. So I'm going to get rid of it. So this will just be all cassava right here. All right, y'all, so now that I'm looking at it, I'm gonna plant just one because I did nip a little piece of this one. So if I try to do 2, I don't know what else I'm gonna break off. So I'm just gonna be reasonable and plant one. And just a FYI, when you're planting cassava, you want to make sure that you're planting it the right way. So if I would have planted this just like this, I would not have got anything because it's upside down. So to know if it's upside down or not, you'll see these tiny little buds growing. So those little buds you want to see growing at the top. So it's going to sprout upwards. So the right way is this way. So always make sure that you're planting your cuttings in the right direction. So next, I'm going to get rid of this Mexican sunflower that I have here. I used to have a lot more, but I left a small little cutting because I was like, okay, I'll leave a small piece for chop and drop. But clearly, I'm telling you, these things get out of hand very quick. So this is literally just in the middle of the walkway. So I'm gonna cut it up, get rid of the whole thing. I'm not even gonna replant it anywhere else because I have nowhere else to put this. I'm so sorry I just knocked you all over like that. That was disrespectful. Yeah, these Mexican sunflower roots get so thick, like a big tree trunk. Yeah, look at this. I hope it's in frame. That's just from putting, honestly, I think that's one cutting that just took off. So yes, although Mexican sunflower is supposed to be a good fertilizer, chop and drop, make sure you do your research before you plant because it gets crazy. And when you're going to be ready to move it, don't let it start turning into a tree. Y'all, that almost took me out for the day. If I wasn't recording, I'd probably say, hey, let me wrap this up and go inside, because I'm tired. But let's keep the show going. So right here is a bunch of leaf of life plants. This is also something else that can get crazy, but it's nothing compared to that. It's nice to have. So let's plant some more sugarcane right here. I'm also gonna put some behind the leaf of life because they just look so nice. I don't want to get rid of it. And it's hard for me to get rid of things. So, yeah. I'm just chatting with y'all right now because I'm trying to catch my breath, for real, for real. All right, guys, so in this area, this is where I dug up the first 2 cassava in the last video, but these were the ones that weren't ready yet. So I'm gonna try to plant 6 here because I'm gonna get rid of this Cuban oregano, which is taking up a lot of space. And yeah, so by the time I move this, I think I should be able to fit at least 6 here. Yeah, so this just came up in one big piece. So I just took a papaya out of a pot and I'm just gonna put it in the ground right here. I'm still gonna put the cassava. We'll see what happens. This is just a bag of some rabbit poop. So I'm just gonna pour some in the hole, put the papaya there, and that's it. I'm gonna put a little rabbit poop in these holes and see if it makes a difference from the ones I planted over there without anything and these. All right, so that's the cassava. So I put the papaya tree into the ground right here. I would say it's a little shaded by the loquat tree, but that's all right. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I was able to make it to 6. Now this section where we got the really nice harvest from, we're gonna plant some more cassava. All right, y'all, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I truly appreciate it. But that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. We've planted all the cassava and sugarcane that we can plant. I don't have any more space to plant anything anywhere else. I'll probably end up giving away some of the sugarcane and cassava because I do have a lot left. But yeah, so stay tuned for the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Happy gardening. Bye.